Thanks for staying with us here on TVC Breakfast. It's now time for us to look at what the papers are saying this morning. And I have my delectable colleagues, Ria, Veronica, and Etoma to do this with me once again. So let's quickly dive into the papers. The Nation newspaper is the first newspaper with me with the headline, Uromi 14, more outrage over killings. Above the masthead, fear of renewed hostilities grips Esan, Ilobu communities. Use $4 trillion assets to attract foreign direct investments, NESG urges federal government. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso slam 0.5% import levy on Nigeria. Others. Sovereign Investment Authority declares 37 trillion naira profit. Etoma, if you look at this Uromi 14, more outrage over killings, there is this, talk, this argument forth and back, and condemnations around, governors reacting, and others are they are fearful of what's it called, reprisal attack. Okay,
yeah, maybe because it has to do with northerners being killed, and they just feel that something might happen as repressors. There have been killings all over Nigeria.
That's right.
What we should be focusing on is how to get Nigerians to realize that, look, we are all Nigerians. We don't need to be killing each other. I hope the NOA will see the opportunity and start really educating Nigerians on a lot of things, because that's one organization that should be a leveler for Nigerians. It's unfortunate that it happened, but it happened. We just pray that those reprisals that everybody's thinking will come shouldn't.
Well, it's a conversation that you guys will definitely have in the course of the programming. But Veronica, if you look at this on the front page of the newspaper, ode to Mr. President, a master of his craft. So this is done by Femi Gbajabiamila, eulogizing the president. But I'm wondering, looks like one of the stories that I saw yesterday, looks like the president is considering returning the fuel subsidy, and I do not know how that is going to look like. April Fool's guy. He's never going to do it.
He's not going back.
And then you thought, okay, because right. Femi Gbajabiamila actually said, he quoted, he said, if you can keep your head, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you. That's speaking to the courage of Mr. President.
Absolutely. The president has shown that he is daring and that he can take the steps that a lot of persons have been afraid of taking.
That's right.
Especially making that bold statement, subsidy is gone. A declaration that a lot of persons have not gotten over, because Nigerians are still catching cold as a result of that statement. But then he put in measures in place to cushion the effect. But how that has really delivered will be the next question some would want to ask.
That's right.
How have governors and every other level of government, subnational and whether you call it local government, and all supported the drive of government? We saw states keying in at that point, but have they been able to sustain those measures to ensure that Nigerians still do not feel the pinch? That was why we also had the Naira for crude swap, so that Nigerians can also heave a sigh of relief. But as we speak, we still haven't gotten a concrete agreement as to whether we are moving on with that arrangement or not. Kudos to the president for all that he has put in place, but he has to also ensure that whatever policy he has put in place, the people he has given the responsibility do the needful.
Absolutely. So moving on to the Guardian newspaper, we have the screaming headline, fresh setback for AFTA, ECOWAS protocol over tariff by Sahel states, petrol stations high price, and Dangote amid Dangote NNPCL dispute. Ria, I do not know what you're going to feel like if you get to a filling station. I think people are already adjusting their pump price.
Well, Veronica, they have adjusted. You were saying it yesterday. Veronica was saying it yesterday. I've not adjusted yet.
They have adjusted their pump price as it is. If you go to the filling station, what used to be 860 is now 930. And in the coming days, if we do not have a sense of direction, it will keep increasing. And you know, we've been talking about the crashing price of food items. We'll start seeing an increase.
Exactly.
As it is. So, and that is not what we want for Nigerians. I know that's not what the president wants.
That is definitely not what he wants.
So he has to call everyone to the table, because there are talks about he being the Minister of Petroleum. So he needs to put his foot on the ground and ensure that we have a sense of direction if this will continue or not.
Absolutely.
And exactly, talking about the hikes of the fuel price, like she said earlier on, it's not just going to affect fuel, it's going to affect every other thing. And, you know, the masses, we also need to think about how many people can really go and fill their tank as we speak now. So, you know, as she said, these are things that really need to be put into it. The 6-month deal, we need to know what is happening, like what is happening after that. I think those are things
and it might erode, you know, the gains of this administration when it comes to ensuring that prices of food and every other thing, you know, comes down. Tom, I'll look at the story. Fresh setback for AFTA, ECOWAS protocol over tariff by Sahel states. I read a little earlier that they're now imposing 0.5%, you know, tariff on other countries, except maybe for their ally. But the thing is, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, they are being governed by the military junta, and due to the fact that they felt, okay, the ECOWAS is not helping them enough to fight the terrorism, insurgency that they have in the state. But I believe 0.5%, just like Trump is doing in the US, might be a burden on the citizens of these countries because they'll have to pay more.
Yeah, it all depends on how much business you're doing with those countries. It all depends on how frequently you want to go there. For those who do not have business or any reason to go there, they really wouldn't feel the pinch. And it's also a statement by those countries to say, look, we are independent. We are not going back to ECOWAS. Is a declaration of independence from everything that I see. It might be coming out the way it is right now, but the real statement, I always tell people, don't listen to the words, try to get the meaning.
But Veronica, this might be a challenge, you know, to come, because if these juntas, you know, succeed at the end of the day, it's going to be a threat to democracy, because what we need is constituted authority. These guys are supposed to return the countries back to democracy, but then what they're doing now, you know, with the help of Russia, Iran, and some other countries that are aligned with them, and the Wagner group, looks like they are not, you know, turning back, and they can't even remove themselves from this geopolitics because it's going to pose more threat to Nigeria and Ghana.
Absolutely. They had started making that bold statement right from the beginning when they seized power. And you saw that ECOWAS effort to ensure that they come to the table, have an agreement, and still ensure that they bring democracy back to the countries, and they refused. So they had been showing right from beginning that they have a mind of their own. They determine what happens to their country and how to the people of the country, and so you have no say. We dictate the pace, and then you follow. So it is left for other countries to see how they can work with them. ECOWAS should have been expecting this right from the beginning.
That's right.
After the imposition of tariff and all of those things that they did as a punishment for them, this is a payback time.
Absolutely. Moving on to other paper, which is the Platform Times. Wife petition. Okay, sorry. The main headline is Nigerians secure 470 billion naira personal loans from banks in 3 months. That's according to CBN report. Uromi 16 resident desert towns over fears of reprisal. Arrest as victims' families stage protest, demand justice. And Lassa fever kills 118 in Ondo. 6 others, 645 cases recorded in 33 states. Name registrations hit 117 million as Lagos Kano dominates enrollment. I would like to quickly rush to the next newspaper, which is Abuja Inquirer, with the headline, Why We Removed FCT from Treasury Single Account. I guess we talked about this, you know, sometime yesterday. But if you look at RIA, 21% of tuberculosis patients in Nasarawa have HIV. And we have the story of meningitis also, you know, ravaging. We have that of, what's this cough, tuberculosis, Lassa fever, and all of that.
You know, I was looking about the meningitis thing, and I was really worried because, you know, meningitis has to do with your brain and your spinal cord. So these are things that are very important in the human body. But I also know that as at last year, March 2024, there was like a 5-pack vaccine for meningitis. So I think it's right about time that we do like a mass vaccination in order not to get it, to a very bad point as well. Because I read about it and I'm like, that's a really bad one. The numbers are really, really increasing.
Absolutely. So moving on to this Nigeria. Yes, we just talked about the meningitis, saying that beware of fresh aggressive onslaught. Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention warns 74 die, 807 suspected cases reported. Agency says disease prevalent in 22 states and the FCT. That's a very sad one there. Etoma, the NSCDC seizes truck with 70,000 liters of stolen crude. A sweet crude.
I would like to run away from your crude story and go to all these meningitis and all that and all that. Look, do we not realize that we are facing an emergency in the health sector? What are we doing as a country? What steps have we taken? Why are we not having mass education? What is going on? We have to start being proactive. It doesn't have to get to the point where the numbers are in thousands before we start jumping, and these things are dangerous. Let's start doing stuff about it now.
Absolutely.
I would like to quickly touch on the NSCDC story. I'm taking it from a perspective of we should understand that we are stealing ourselves blind.
Absolutely.
It is not just about
the common patrimony.
It is about the fact that this 70,000 liters could have benefited all of us, but a few persons decided that, you know what, we want to steal and just make monies and then, enrich ourselves. But you see, it is something that it will come back to haunt you at the end of the day. Don't just think that you are doing it for yourself, but you see the future and posterity will judge you.
We definitely judge them. Next is Blueprint Newspaper. Kebbi, Gombe, Katsina top as meningitis cases spread and 74 killed. So sad there. Adeleke to Osun monarchs ensure peace or face dethronement. 2015 field coup. Burkina Faso junta leader pardons 21 soldiers. Tompolo Hoscom endorsed Tinubu for re-election in 2027. List president's achievements. Urge intervention in Rivers State. Next is Punch newspaper. Eid al-Fitr, low-key celebrations as Nigerians lament hardship. Traders lament low patronage. Citizens cut cost. PDP blames APC for economic woes.
But let me tell you, so I think people need to understand that the celebration yesterday is mainly called the breaking of fast. It's not supposed to be a big celebration. This is not the Salah for meat, and I think we're getting it all wrong. This is the celebration of just...
Nigerians don't want to celebrate.
It's festival. So it depends on how
no, because I'm saying I'm saying that people are saying that low price, like they're not really getting patronage. But what I'm saying is that you don't expect people to come and buy cows.
The kind of attention people place on it.
When it comes to festival, trust Nigerians. Anything, whether you're breaking fast, whatever it is, people just want to celebrate.
Or whether you're fast breaking.
But whatever. But in the Muslim community, this is the breaking of the fast celebration.
We know that you are not supposed to kill rams and stuff.
No, you
can. But then, if you have the means, but you can still go to the market to buy tomatoes, rice, pepper, all of those, and that is the issue. So perhaps a lot of persons are saying, let's just leave ourselves. We've been surviving all the while. If we do not eat anything
we'll wait till Big Salah.
We'll wait till Big Salah.
Right. Natasha's recall, INEC may conduct referendum in 90 days. Okay, interesting development. Lagos cannot lead as 117 million Nigerians get NIN. I think we are making a headway with this NIN registration, which is very important because our database has to be very, very robust so that when we plan social intervention programs and every other thing, or even when there's crime, you'll be able to trace them.
Yes, you just pulled that off my mouth. The need for us to have a functional database shouldn't be overemphasized, as they say. Nigeria is a very large country, multi-religious, multicultural, multilingual, multi-everything. If we have a good and functional database, it will help in a whole lot of things. National planning, crime prevention, investigations, and a whole lot. So, yes, if NIN is like your social security number, then that figure is not enough. We should have like 200 million Nigerians now have their NIN.
And just to emphasize on what he said, I feel like we cannot overemphasize as well having NIN. Because for me, I think the first thing is security. For me, it just comes to security. At least whatever you do, you can be traced.
Most definitely. Let's move to the last paper, which is Sport and Live. Right. Pep Guardiola suspended. Wow. Man City versus Leicester. Arsenal versus Fulham. Saka ready to go. That's according to Arteta. And Man City versus Leicester. Haaland doubtful. Summer transfer. Arsenal snub Osimhen, opt for Gyökeres. And Lukman listed for the UCL Top 50 dribblers. Nigeria's World Cup campaign. Shell shops for midfielders. I think there was a story ahead before we got here where Shell, Nigeria's Super Eagles coach, is saying that I love masa, jollof rice. And I know the question that will come to people's mind, did we ask you to come and eat jollof rice or masa?
It's not our issue. We are
The football deliver.
Well, it's good to see that Bukayo Saka is back after 3 months of injury. He's now being set to come back to the field for Arsenal as it is, and so he'll be part of those facing Fulham. So it's good to see him back, and we'll be looking forward to his performance. And then Arsenal also snubbing Osimhen. Didn't they make a mistake knowing that they want to resolve?
You know, for me, when I hear the name Bukayo Saka, because that's my best player actually, so I was really excited to see that he's back.
That's good.
From injury.
So what are you looking forward to him? I mean, for him to deliver.
He always delivers. When you talk about Bukayo Saka, you talk about delivery, you talk about excellence.
Absolutely. And you also talk about money.
Well,
like one of us who understand.
Ibrahim, one thing is very clear.
Yeah.
Veronica's husband is a football lover.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Arsenal.
And talking football at home.
You're wearing red, so maybe Arsenal.
All right, then. So there's a whole lot to talk about, but then let's leave Shell to enjoy his masa and jollof rice.
No, please. So let him deliver results. When he's done, he can eat the masa and jollof rice.
Whether it will not be Ghanaian jollof rice or Nigerian jollof rice.
We'll mix the both for him.
You have to say that because...
so that there won't be any debate any longer. Right, that's about it for the newspapers that we've decided to review this morning. So many more. You can grab any copies and get yourself updated as we've tried to do